Alright, let's start with a question that might sound dramatic, but is absolutely worth asking. Is your local newspaper dying, or just transforming? Because when I stumbled into the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's website structure, I realized something fascinating. This isn't just a news outlet. It's a time capsule of how media, community, and technology collide in 2024. And honestly, it's way more interesting than just headlines and weather updates. Let me break this down. First off, look at the sheer obsession with categorization here. Sections like crimes and courts or faith and religion aren't just random. They're a reflection of what local journalism prioritizes. But here's the twist. While the Post-Gazette still acts like a traditional newspaper, its website screams digital survival mode. Why? Because in 2024, a local paper isn't just competing with TV news. It's fighting TikTok influencers and Reddit threads for attention. And that's why you see stuff like random acts of kindness next to homes and gardens. They're trying to be everything to everyone. But does that work? Personally, I think it's a Hail Mary pass. Let me explain why. Let's zoom in on the sports section. Steelers, Penguins, Pirates. Makes sense for Pittsburgh. But scroll down, and there's a link to PG Sports Network podcasts. This isn't just coverage. It's a pivot to audio, a nod to the fact that people don't just read about sports anymore. They talk about them. Podcasts are the new sports bar. And that's smart. But here's what's weird. The same innovation isn't applied to, say, obituaries. They're still just obituaries. No multimedia, no storytelling. Just names and dates. And that's telling. In an era where everyone's a content creator, why are obituaries still stuck in 1998? What's the deeper issue here? Let's unpack it. Now, check out the classified section. Jobs, pets, public notices, it's like a mini Craigslist. But here's the kicker. They're not just hosting this content. They're monetizing it. Charging for job listings, pet ads, even legal notices. That's the old school newspaper business model in a nutshell. Gatekeeping access to information. But in 2024, that model feels almost parasitic. Why should a local paper charge $50 to post a job when LinkedIn does it for free? This raises a bigger question. Is the Post-Gazette trying to preserve journalism or just its revenue streams? And are those two things even compatible anymore? And then there's the elephant in the room, PGE. The website's own attempt at a digital subscription service. It's their version of Netflix for news. But here's the problem. People don't pay for news. They steal it. They get it for free on Twitter, Reddit, or their friend's WhatsApp group. So why would anyone pay for PGE? Unless the Post-Gazette isn't selling news. They're selling local identity. Because let's face it, if you're a Pittsburgher, you don't care about CNN's take on the Steelers. You want the Post-Gazette's locker room drama. That's the hook. But is that hook strong enough to make people touch in? I'm skeptical. But here's the part that fascinates me the most. The public notices section. Legal ads, zoning changes, city budgets. This is the boring, essential skeleton of local democracy. And the Post-Gazette is one of the last places keeping it alive. Without newspapers, who's going to publish the 12-page zoning change PDF nobody reads, but everyone has to? It's the journalistic equivalent of taking out the trash. Unseen, unappreciated, but critical. So maybe the real story here isn't about the death of print. It's about the death of civic infrastructure. Because when a newspaper dies, you lose more than headlines. You lose the glue that holds a community together. So where does this leave us? The Post-Gazette's website isn't just a news hub. It's a museum of media evolution, a battleground for digital survival, and a cautionary tale about the future of local journalism. And here's the thing. This isn't just about Pittsburgh. It's about every town where the local paper is clinging to life, trying to figure out if they're a news outlet, a tech company, or a community service. Maybe the answer is all three, or maybe none. Either way, the next time you see a link to obituaries next to tech news, remember, that's not just bad UX. That's a century-old industry screaming, I'm still relevant. The question is, do we believe them?